Every year, a number of different outlets and news sources release lists of the most hated companies in America, and Los Angeles-based video game publisher Electronic Arts usually ranks fairly high on all of them. Until last year, despite a terrible experience with failing servers and compulsory online gaming in SimCity and continued fallout from the terrible endings of Mass Effect 3 and all sorts of other things which are less bad than genuine bad things companies do in America, Forbes reported that EA managed to slither its way out of the main list. However, given their approach to making money through microtransactions and expensive games released every year, lots of people are still very angry at them. But let's be honest, there are actual companies in America doing genuinely evil things, so maybe focus on that. Hewlett-Packard suffer from two problems: being badly run and producing inferior quality products, as they consistently rank pretty low on the American Consumer Satisfaction Index's list of personal computer brands. Not only that, HP are also under investigation for their acquisition of British data company Autonomy, amid concerns that they may have misrepresented its value. All of this, coupled with tens of thousands of layoffs over the last 5 years, puts strain on their relationship with both consumers and shareholders, and means that they are one of America's most hated companies. After losing its title of the largest mobile handset manufacturer in the world to Samsung, things have gone from bad to worse for the Finnish company Nokia. By throwing away their leverage and reputation in the burgeoning smartphone market by sticking with an outdated operating system and a handset design, it's become a laughingstock right across the country and has lost more than 16% of its pre-2005 value. According to the American Consumer Satisfaction Index, there are very few companies which rank lower for customer satisfaction than Walmart, even ranking poorly relative to discount and department stores, as well as supermarkets, which is where their primary business lies. Walmart is the largest private employer in the entire USA and accounts for roughly 1.4 million people in the workforce, but it's often criticised for paying extremely low salaries. In research carried out by 24/7 Wall Street, it was found that due to their low pay, the US taxpayer is ultimately responsible for keeping many of its staff on food stamps and Medicaid, meaning that its business practices are actually a burden on the state. Comcast ranks incredibly low for both its internet and television services, according to 24/7 Wall Street. Their consumer confidence is so low that they're actually the standout in their industry for being so bad. Their poor customer service and desire to suck competition out of an already limited industry by merging with Time Warner Cable has put them at the forefront of dissatisfaction among consumers, with some organisations such as video streaming service Netflix even claiming that they deliberately slow down their internet service in order to extort fees from companies wishing to use their bandwidth. America might like Uber's reasonably priced car service, but controversy never seems to be far away from the company, which was named of the biggest up-and-comers of 2014. Having already enraged regular taxi drivers who have challenged the legality of allowing any Tom, Dick, Harry, or anyone with a car to become a driver, they even face criticism for their own drivers for cutting fares and forcing them to charge exorbitant emergency rates during high traffic periods. America hates high fares more than they hate all the actual bad stuff that Uber have done. They've been accused of privacy violations, tracking their drivers, and even digging up personal information on members of the media who are critical of the Uber service. Indeed, they're a fairly nasty bunch, but mainly people are just annoyed about high fares. You may not be surprised to learn that it is McDonald's notoriously low wages which see it ranked among America's most hated companies. Despite selling billions of dollars worth of burgers every year, the average McDonald's staff member gets paid only $8.25 an hour. After being hit with a ruling that the company is considered a joint employer alongside its franchisees, meaning that they are jointly liable for any labour violations. Things may improve for McDonald's staff, but that might not be enough to halt their plummeting sales, which have been declining for 4 straight quarters. Dish's satellite television service was one of those examined closely by 24/7 Wall Street. Their customer satisfaction is through the floor after disputes with both Fox and AMC led to programming blackouts on both networks, despite them being included in many of the company's packaged offerings. Even Dish's employees have little to no confidence in the organisation's upper management, making them disliked by both consumers and their own employees. That's not a good place to be. In the wake of the 2008 financial crisis, it's safe to say that most banks aren't terribly popular with the American public. But Bank of America takes the title of the worst, with American Consumer Satisfaction Index score of 69, well below the 76 average for most banks. If you couple this lack of faith from the consumer with a series of multi-billion-dollar fines which the bank has been paying for its part in the aforementioned financial crisis, it's not hard to see why Bank of America is one of the US's most hated companies. What could be worse than a bank, though? That's easy, an automotive manufacturer. General Motors used to be an upstanding symbol of reliability within the American car industry, but a series of high-profile and fatal recalls have led to its reputation as the #1 most hated company in America. In the first 9 months of 2014 alone, General Motors had recalled 34 million cars for a number of defects which included, but weren't limited to, a fault which stalled the engine and another one which caused the car's airbags to fail while it was in motion. You know what? When you're in motion, that's when you're likely to need airbags. After being fined the maximum permitted by the Department of Transportation, $35 million, it was revealed that not only did General Motors know about the faults, but it would only have cost 90 cents per car to fix the faulty switches, which once again proved that the company will risk anything and everything, including their customers' lives, for just that extra bit of profit.